Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, who taught us this truth. Peace, mercy, blessings, and salutation to the Lord's elect scattered throughout the earth. The name of the Heavenly Father, the Most High, is Yahweh, meaning He is, He exists, He to be. Yahweh Shai is the true name of who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, or Yeshua, or any other false name. Yahweh Shai is his one and only true name, meaning he deliver or he savior. And the real Israelites are us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as a mixed multitude scattered throughout the earth, even some looking like the other nations. But if this word resonates with your spirit, then your seed line goes back to our forefather Jacob, which makes you an Israelite because you are who you are as far as nationality according to your father. And the self-proclaimed so-called white man is Esau Edom. That's his true biblical identity. He's a descendant of Esau. He's the Edomite, and he's the wicked in this earth. This is Psalm 9 and verse 16. It reads, "The Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is known by the judgment which he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands." All right. So our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, the one and only true power, has been known all throughout the ages by his judgment. All right. His judgments. All right. Flooding the whole earth, putting those plagues upon Egypt and delivering his people out of there. All right. Getting the Canaanites, the ancient Canaanites out of that land. All right. Through his servant Joshua and the armies of Israel. Right. Destroying the lands of Sodom and Gomorrah and those other cities, those other few cities that were around it. All right. The Lord is known by those judgments that he executed. All right. And all throughout the scriptures is written, the judgments of the Lord are written. All right. But we're living in a time where the wicked is in power, is ruling. The Lord has given the so-called white man and the heathen, this time to rule. All right. Which you might call modern history. Right. Even very modern, speaking of the Renaissance period, where the so-called white man came into power. And he's gotten away from that point till then and even before then. All right. But let's just deal with when he rose up during what they call the Renaissance area. All right. And started, rebuilding the ancient Roman beast system. All right. Which today is NATO and the EU. All right. From that point during the Renaissance period up until this point now, this devil has done so much. All right. And you would think he got away with it because his wickedness has been unchecked. Okay. And then, like the scriptures say, as the ruler of the city is, so is the people. So this so-called white man is out of control, destroying the earth, allowing wickedness to just flourish, all these unrighteous decrees, just a bunch of madness that I don't even have to go into detail of. Everybody knows. All right. But not only him, you got the other heathen nations, right? The citizens. Then you got the wicked of our own people, the 2/3. All right. They all been getting away with wickedness for so long. All right. America, which is Babylon the Great. All right. Which is the stub hub. All right. The epicenter of wickedness on this earth. All right. Pushes out, as the scriptures say, that whore that caused all these nations to drink. Talks about that in Revelation, the 17th chapter, made all the nations drunk. All right. Which is a representation for the philosophy. All right. Second Ezra, the 15th chapter, tells us that wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth. And the point I'm getting at is that wickedness has been reigning to the point where No one believes in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai but his elect. All right. Esau, Edom is talking about there is no God. And then you got the other nations, and 2/3, they're worshiping idols, right? False gods, deities, whether it be that damn plantation Christianity, Cesare Borgia, the whole Jesus Christ, or Mary and Lady of Guadalupe, the Queen of Heaven worship. You got niggas out here worshiping the so-called black woman, all right? People are worshiping money as an idol, right? Clout as an idol, themselves, celebrities. Okay, then you got the Islam bullshit, right? Where they worshiping Allah. Okay, so you have many idols. The list goes on and on and on. And all those idols are here in America. All right. So no one believes in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai except for his elect, his servants. But the point is we're living in a different time now. Now we're living at the end of Esau's age, the end of the heathen ruling. All right. So all of the wickedness they've gotten away with is catching up with them. And Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is once again going to be known in this earth by the judgments he's getting ready to unleash, and this time forever. All right. Let's grab a precept. Salaki, if I was ranting a little bit. Let's get Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily. Right. Like I went into a little bit, the so-called white man has gotten away with a lot. All right. And then just low-level everyday people have done all type of wickedness, adultery, worshiping idols for the longest, eating pork, since before they could remember, all type of shit. All right. And the Lord hasn't, directly judged them as of yet. But now we're living in a different time. All right. This is the time of judgment where now there is cases of people, dropping dead immediately after they did some wicked shit. All right. So the Lord is changing the spirit in this earth. Okay. So again, in Ecclesiastes 8 and 11, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Right. So because these people think that there's no penalty, there's no consequence for the wickedness they do, they're going to continue to do it. All right. They're going to continue to do it. But again, all of that is changing because we're in a different time now. All right. We're in a different time, which is these days are evil. As it says in Ephesians 5 and 16, the days are evil because this is the time of vengeance. This is the time of judgment. An example that I saw in the news today, a lot of times I think about these proud ass women, and they're so proud and wicked because they've been given liberty. And the scriptures tell you not to give a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. All right. And it tells you that a woman will abuse herself through overmuch liberty. All right. But what do they call America? The place of freedom, or whatever the hell they call it. But really, that so-called freedom, or I say so-called because it's not true freedom. All right. We're all slaves here. But that so-called freedom leads to people doing whatever the hell they want according to their flesh, wickedness. All right. And these women are a good example of that. But I just saw something in the news. It was a female student at USC. I guess she was leaving a party or wherever she was leaving or headed to, but she hopped in the Uber, all right, or a Lyft. I think it was Lyft. And the Lyft driver raped her, all right, graped her. Now I'm not sure if he graped her and then deleted her, right, unalived her, but for sure I saw that he graped her. All right. So that spirit of just being out and having fun and partying and just being wicked, and you wake up the next morning and like nothing happened and you repeat the same cycle, that time is over with. The Lord has all type of spirits of vengeance out here. All right. So let's get this next precept in Luke. And Lord's will, the volume of this video comes out properly. I'm trying something new out. I'm using AirPods because my phone's microphone has malfunctioned. It's out, Satan. So I got to get a new phone. Lord's will ASAP. But until then, hopefully this AirPod thing works out. But this is Luke 21 and 22. It reads, "For these be the days of vengeance." Right? This is written in red. This is Yahushua talking. All right. Prophecy of the last days. These are the days of vengeance. All right. That's why there's so much tension, violence, and turmoil in this earth. The love of many waxing cold. You got family members killing each other, neighbors killing each other, right? Women, proud women who think that nothing bad could ever happen to them is getting snatched up and raped and then found dead in a downtown LA apartments. All right, these things are happening more frequently. People getting gunned down by the cops or just civilians gunning other civilians down. And these things are going to happen more often. It's going to get worse and worse. But it all goes back to the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And ultimately, a major judgment is coming, right? A major judgment is coming. The cherry on top of Jacob's trouble is going to be those nuclear missiles, World War III. All right. And millions of people are going to burn and melt from that nuclear heat. Billions of people. All right. America is going to be turned into a lake of fire. All right. That's going to be the ultimate display of the Lord's judgment. All right. And everyone is going to know that was Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai that ordained that. Because those nuclear missiles in Isaiah 54, he says those are the weapons of his indignation, his righteous anger. All right. But going back to Luke 21 and 22, "For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled." Yeah, the prophecies written in these scriptures. The time of Jacob's trouble, a time described as never before on the earth. And there's been some crazy things that happened in this earth in the past, right? So let's grab from here. Let's go to the book of Sirach. All right, Sirach 36. The point I want to get to is in verses 7 and 8, but I'll start from the top. Actually, let me get it in this app so I could bring out another point about the headliner of this chapter. Bear with me a second. So Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 36, and it says, "Have mercy upon us." All right, now who's the us? As you see the headliner, it says prayer for the deliverance and restoration of Israel. All right, that's who the Lord is going to have mercy on, not all the nations on the earth, not all people. No, deliverance and restoration of Israel. All right, Yasharallah. Okay, that's one group of people. And in particular, starting with the elect. So it reads on, "Have mercy upon us, O Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, power of all, and behold us. And send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee." Right? All of the nations that don't seek after the Lord are all of these nations that aren't of Israel, the heathen. When you read Psalm the 83rd chapter, it lists all of the heathen nations. Edom is the top one. All right, Edom, Moab, right, Ammon, Ishmael, Elam. All right, all of these heathen nations, they're not seeking after Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They're seeking after their own belly and their vain ass idols that they worship. All right, but the Lord is, like this verse said, he's going to send his fear upon them through his judgments, and he's going to exalt the elect remnant of his people. And these nations indeed are going to fear, all right, like never before. Verse 3, it says, lift up thy hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power. Yeah, the hand of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. All right, Yahweh Shai accompanied with those angels, because the Lord is gathering the armies of the nations right now over there in the so-called Middle East region. All right, the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat. And that's where the Most High is going to judge these nations ultimately, because while they're fighting World War III over there in the Middle East, Yahweh Shai and the angels are going to pull up. All right, they're going to visit this realm. And that's in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, that all those armies going to stop fighting and they're going to try to fight Yahweh Shai and the angels, and they're going to be zapped to powder. And that's the real war in heaven that Revelation, the 12th chapter, is talking about. Revelation 12 and 7. All right, because you know the so-called Christian church, they go off into a false doctrine, you know, that the spiritual entity Satan and the demons are going to go to war with Michael and the righteous angels. No. All right, that dragon that is talking about in Revelation 12 and Satan is the so-called white man and his armies. All right, they're going to be brought down to the earth, meaning they ain't going to stand a chance against Yahweh Shai and those angels. They're going to be zapped to powder. And just like Ezra said in 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, he said nothing was to be perceived but dust and smell of smoke. All right, Yahweh Shai, yeah, he's going to put, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is going to put his reverence and fear back in this earth. Verse 4, it reads, as thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, that's ultimately what these nations are going to know. And the 2/3 of our people, that all of the idols they were worshiping are just that, just idols. Can't speak, can't do nothing, can't, change nothing in this earth. They're not real. All right. They're going to know that only Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is real. All right. He is, right, and he delivers, he saves. That's it. It says, show new signs and make other strange wonders. And in Joel, the 2nd chapter, we're in that time where, certain people are given visions. There's all type of celestial signs, right? You got the all these lunar eclipses and super moons, blood moons, right? Then you got the chariots is a major sign, all right? And there's actually accounts of chariots flying over Esau's military operations and disrupting things, right? Sending electromagnetic pulses over certain areas. All right. And there's things that go on with the chariots that Esau knows about that he doesn't tell the public. All right. Those are signs. And then as prophets, you got so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans all around this globe, waking up and going out on the streets and teaching this gospel, prophesying. That's a major sign in itself. All right. So the Lord is showing new signs, and ultimately, America being destroyed, turned into a lake of fire by those missiles. Hey, that's gonna be the biggest sign, the biggest wonder of it all. And even before then, it's gonna be all type of crazy stuff. Even we gonna be, even though we're in the knowing, certain things we see and experience, we gonna be in awe and wild. All right. Continuing on. It says, glorify thy hand and thy right arm. Let's see, Yahushua and the angels, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. This is ultimately what we're speaking right here in verse 7, what we're prophesying. This is what, we're waiting for. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary. All right, who's the adversary? The so-called white man. He's Satan. It says, and destroy the enemy. And the enemies are all of the heathen nations. Psalm 83, as well as the wicked of our own people, the 2/3. It says, make the time short. All right, that's why the days are going by so fast. The so-called white man is coming down with great wrath. Things are being sped up. Salakia. But yeah, things are being sped up. All right. Yahweh Shai said this in Matthew, the 24th chapter. All right. It says, remember the covenant and let them declare thy wonderful works. And the Lord is going to remember his covenant that he made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. That's why he's going to have mercy on us. Going back to verse 1, the Lord is going to have mercy, a prayer for deliverance and restoration of Israel. All right. But the elect in particular, but everybody else is going to be through, destroyed. All right. Disgruntled, dismantled. All right. Let's grab a couple more precepts. Let's get Isaiah 19. It's a point I want to get out of here. Isaiah 19, it reads the oracle or the prophecy concerning Egypt. Now, we're in the modern day Egypt. All right. Egypt, Mizraim, it means bondage. Okay. The modern day Egypt is America, Babylon the Great. It says, the burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, right? The so-called UFO, the chariot, and shall come into Egypt. So after the Lord is finished destroying those armies in the Middle East, he's going to make his way to Babylon as those missiles are being shot at it. He's going to add more fire to it and deliver the elect. It says, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence. Yeah, all of the things these people worship. Jesus Christ, Allah, money, gold, women, whatever they're into, all those idols that they're worshiping, they gonna call on those other gods that they chose, the false gods, and they ain't gonna be able to do nothing for them. All right, the last thing they're gonna remember is them getting judged by Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. It says, "In the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof," in the midst of it. All right, so it's nothing no one could do once Yahweh Shai comes. No one's gonna be able to deliver you. As the Lord said in Deuteronomy, what is it, 32? There's none that can deliver out of his hand, meaning his custody. Let me grab that real fast. Deuteronomy 32, I think it's verse 39. Yep. See now that I, even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. All right. Going into the Hebrew word hand, which is Yad. It is going into Yahweh Shai and the angels. All right. The Lord's custody. All right. For I lift up my hand to heaven and say, I live forever. If I wet my glittering sword, going into prophecy, the prophecy of the nuclear missiles, and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me. I will make mine arrows, those missiles, drunk with blood, and my sword shall devour flesh, and that with the blood of the slain of the captives from the beginning of revenges upon the enemy. All right. So, hey, this thing is prophesied and it's going to come to pass. And there's none that can deliver out of the hand of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So if you aren't of the elect of Israel, you absolutely through. All right. There's no way possible you gonna make it out. There's not an idol on earth that's gonna be able to help you. So let's go and end it in Jeremiah. Yeah, Jeremiah. Jeremiah 16 and starting at verse 15. No, starting at 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. All right. The opening scripture we brought out, the Lord is known by the judgment that he executes. So that judgment that he put on Egypt is still talked about to this day. It's actually a big deal. All right. They got Hollywood movies on it, cartoons. People who don't even believe in the Bible, heard about that story. All right. Moses splitting the sea, which was actually the Gulf of Suez. Right? Those plagues being put on Egypt, from the first plague to the last plague, which the last plague was the death of the firstborn. All right. All those things are talked about. The Lord is known for that judgment. All right. But he said he's no longer going to be known by that. This is what he's going to be known by in verse 15. It says, but the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north. All right. And we're in the land of the north, the northern hemisphere, right? Northern America, North America. All right. It says, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, because this is going to be we're scattered all over the earth, but a good majority of us are here in America, Babylon the Great, in this northern hemisphere. And this is going to be the greatest destruction ever, because America is going to be turned to a lake of fire, but it's also going to be the greatest deliverance that there ever was. All right. The elect getting beamed up, all right, by the chariots and brought into Yahweh Shai's big chariot. All right. You can't top that. It says, and I will, and still we describe that, but in reality, words can't even describe that. All right. To be delivered up into the chariots. It's like we read about it, we have visions of it, we believe it, but just wait till it actually happens. All right. That's why the Lord is going to be known and praised in all the earth. Even America being destroyed by those missiles and being turned into a lake of fire. Like, we talk about that. We read the prophecies, we see the visions, but really words can't even describe, all right, how the magnitude of that judgment and deliverance. All right. That's why the Lord is going to be known by this. This is going to be the greatest judgment and the greatest deliverance ever recorded, and there ever will be. All right. It says, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. Yeah, because the land of Israel, there's heathen in it right now. It's going to be nuked. It's going to be destroyed, but it's going to be healed. It's going to be revived because of that promise, that oath, the covenant that the Lord made with our forefathers. He has to stick to his word. So he's going to heal that land and put us back in it. All right. And we'll be there forever. Right. Meaning that the Lord will never kick us out of that land again, because we'll be perfect in the kingdom under the second covenant. All right. So, yeah, that's it. Lord's will. This lesson was edifying. Hopefully everything is all right with the volume. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and mercy to the Lord's elect. Shalom.